One mistake almost ruined his happiness. What really happened? Come on, guys, let's find out together. Hey, guys, welcome back to another fascinating story right here on your favorite channel. Today's movie will absolutely blow your mind. I'm pretty sure you're going to love this one. But before we dive in, why not grab a snack and hit that subscribe button for more amazing movies just like this? Our story begins with a beautiful young lady named Blessing, but everyone calls her Auntie B. We see her returning from the market, and along the way, people stop to admire the dresses she made for them. Clearly, she's talented and loved in her community. On her way home, her sister Kezia suddenly runs up to her, scared and out of breath, being chased by some guys. But Blessing steps in, protecting her sister and chasing them away. The sisters then chat and walk home together. As they enter their compound, their neighbor accidentally splashes water on them, but instead of apologizing, she acts rude. Kezia wants to fight, but Blessing holds her back and they head inside. That night, Blessing lights a candle and prays to their late parents. Her soft voice wakes Kezia, and they share a heartfelt moment. The next morning, both sisters are getting ready for work. While chatting outside, Kezia notices her neighbor using her dress to clean the window. Shocked, she tells Blessing, ready to fight again. But once more, her sister calms her down. The neighbor isn't even sorry and claims she thought it was a rag. Now, oh, wonderful neighbor! Off they go to work. Kezia is still upset. Her sister stopped her from reacting, but Blessing surprises her with a brand new dress. That simple act brings back her smile. Later that night, Kezia is studying when Blessing wakes up, concerned for her eyes. Kezia insists she's fine, and they talk briefly before she continues studying. The next day, Hiron and his girlfriend are laughing together when his mother calls on his girlfriend's phone. Hiron answers the call and chats briefly before taking the phone away. That afternoon, Hiron is out taking pictures of beautiful views when he snaps one of Kezia without asking. She gets upset and confronts him, ready to smash his phone. But he explains himself quickly. She agrees to let it slide if he sends the picture to her sister on WhatsApp. But he sets a condition. She must take him on a tour around the community. Later, we see them inside his car in front of Kezia's compound. As she gets out, her nosy neighbor appears, prying into what doesn't concern her. Kezia ignores her and walks inside. Word quickly spreads, and one of Blessing's customers rushes to tell her. Even the neighbor tries to blow the whole thing out of proportion, but Blessing refuses to engage and walks away. That same day, Hiron's girlfriend is going through his phone and finds Kezia's photo. Curious, she calls him over and demands an explanation. They end up laughing it off, but something's not sitting right. The next day, Hiron returns to the riverside and helps Kezia catch some flying papers. They talk, and he asks for her contact, but she refuses and walks away. Yet Hiron follows her. Weeks later, Hiron playfully tickles Kezia, and yes, by then, she has given him her number. They start spending time together, learning and laughing. On their way home one day, they sit inside the car chatting. Just as they're about to kiss, the same neighbor causes another scene. Kezia asks Hiron to leave while she handles the drama. Meanwhile, Hiron is preparing to propose with a ring in hand when his girlfriend walks in, sees the ring, and thinks it's for her. Hiron is confused and caught off guard, but goes down on one knee anyway. His girlfriend is thrilled, but deep down, Hiron knows she's not the one he wants. She later shows the ring to his mom, who is overjoyed. The next day, Hiron meets Kezia at her lesson. She's worried about her exam results, but Hiron cheers her up. They take a picture together. That night, instead of studying, Kezia is smiling to herself. Her sister notices, and Kezia tells her how kind Hiron is. Blessing gently warns her, not everything that shines on the outside is sweet on the inside. Soon after, Hiron's girlfriend announces she's traveling to see her mom for a few days. The next day, Kezia is anxious again about her results, but Hiron helps her check. She scored 280 in her JAMB. Her fear turns to joy. 2 days later, she rushes home with even better news. She got admitted into the University of Lagos. She and her sister celebrate excitedly. Until once again, the neighbor interrupts. Kezia walks away to enjoy her victory. That evening, Kezia and Hiron are at a bridge. He asks if she'd like to visit his house. She agrees. At his place, she's amazed by the decor, especially the rainbow light. They talk, and Chiron whispers sweet words into her ear before they hug. Back at Blessing's shop, she reflects on her hard work. A few days later, Kezia is again at Chiron's place. Though she sits a bit far from him, he moves closer, reassuring her gently. They talk and connect. The next day, they go out and have fun together. But then, a twist. Chiron answers a knock, and it's his fiancée, back from her trip, surprising him. She insists they start planning their wedding because she can't bear to be mocked by her friends. Chiron is deeply uncomfortable, but says nothing. The next evening, Chiron picks Kezia up from her lesson. People are giving her strange looks, but Chiron encourages her, and they walk off together. Will Chiron follow his heart or go through with the wedding to someone he doesn't truly love? Will Kezia's heart get broken? What role will Blessing play in all this? Stay tuned, guys. This story is just getting started. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. The following day, Chiron surprised Kezia at her lesson with an expensive gift. She was so excited about it, and afterwards, they both left together. Later that night, Chiron and Kezia went out for dinner. On their way back home, they chatted happily. The next morning, Kezia was in her room, looking at her body in the mirror when her sister walked in, jokingly telling her she had gained weight, that Chiron must be taking good care of her. But deep down, Kezia knew something wasn't right. She went to the backyard to check if she might be pregnant. And yes, she was. Shocked and scared, her world paused. Just then, their nosy neighbor saw her and quickly shouted it to everyone, drawing attention. Sister Blessing rushed over and found out the truth. Kezia was pregnant. She was devastated and deeply disappointed, while the neighbors mocked them both. Later that day, Sister Blessing took Kezia straight to Chiron's house. Upon arriving, she angrily explained everything that had happened. But to their shock, Chiron denied the pregnancy. Back at home, Blessing was furious. They both cried bitterly. Kezia was only in her first year at university. Overwhelmed, Kezia ran off and sat quietly near the river, crying in pain. While she wept alone, her sister found her and comforted her, assuring her that everything would be okay. Months passed. One day, Chiron returned to the bridge where he and Kezia used to spend time together, staring out at the calm water. The next day, Chiron and his girlfriend were in the living room, discussing their wedding plans. She was excited, making all the arrangements, but Chiron seemed distracted and uninterested. She got upset when he stood up and walked away without much reaction. The following day, Chiron's mom came over. His girlfriend, Ella, had already reported his strange attitude. Chiron's mom tried to settle things between them. 2 weeks later, Kezia was working hard to support her sister, despite her condition. As she went about her hustle, 2 men who had once asked her out and got rejected mocked her publicly. Just then, Chiron showed up angrily, demanding they apologize. When they refused, a fight broke out, right as Kezia arrived and saw him. That evening, Kezia came home late. Her sister was worried sick. Kezia then told her she wanted to stop the side hustle, and Sister Blessing promised to take care of her like she always said. Kezia, touched, hugged her in gratitude. Meanwhile, Chiron was at home, pacing and wondering how his life got so complicated. The next morning, Kezia got ready for a home service appointment to do someone's nails. When she arrived at the address, she was shocked to discover it was Chiron's apartment, but she went in to do her job anyway. Ella was pleased with her work and called Chiron over to check the nails. The moment they saw each other, they were both stunned. Chiron, clearly uncomfortable, tried to walk away, but Ella stopped him and asked him to stay with them. While chatting, Ella began asking Kezia questions about her pregnancy. Chiron couldn't handle the tension and walked out of the room. As Kezia was leaving, Chiron chased after her, trying to talk, but she was too hurt to listen. Unknowingly, Chiron's mom overheard everything and was shocked by what she learned. Back at home, Kezia returned in tears. Surprisingly, her neighbor, who had always mocked her, now showed concern. For the first time, she offered kind words and even helped her inside. That same day, at Chiron's house, the family was having dinner. Ella went upstairs to relax. That's when Chiron's mom confronted him. She had overheard his conversation with Kezia and was deeply disappointed that he hadn't told her she was going to be a grandmother. The next day, Chiron and his mom rushed to the living room after hearing a loud noise. It was Kezia. Ella had kicked her in the stomach. Chiron was furious. Ella confessed that she had heard everything and couldn't take it anymore. Heartbroken, she went upstairs to pack her things and leave. The next morning, while Kezia was fetching water, Hiram came running to help. She refused to look at him, visibly upset, forcing the neighbor to step in and help her instead. Later that day, Hiram and his mom visited Sister Blessing at her shop to apologize. But she was still angry and hurt. She asked them to leave immediately. 2 days later, while Kezia was returning from school, Hiram tried once again to talk to her, apologizing. She ignored him until she noticed a group of people with him. They had come to plead on his behalf. Still, she wasn't having it. The following morning, Kezia and her sister woke up and said the Lord's Prayer. During the devotion, Sister Blessing read a Bible verse that reflected their situation. She looked at Kezia and encouraged her to let go of the past and forgive Hiram. A week later, the sisters were preparing to leave the neighborhood. They gathered their neighbors and told them to help share their remaining belongings. They were moving to a better place. Everyone was happy for them. Just as they were about to leave, a shirtless young man arrived. It was the neighbor's son, recently released from prison after 2 years. That was the real reason she had been bitter all along. Everyone was shocked. She and her son went inside quietly, while Kezia and her sister walked away. When they arrived at the new apartment Hiram had gotten for them, they both loved it. While they were chatting, Sister Blessing received a phone call. It was news that the man who owed their father 15 million naira was finally ready to pay. She shared the news with joy, and Kezia was overjoyed too. She went upstairs to check the rooms, leaving her sister and Hiram to have some quality time. The next day, Hiram took Kezia out. At their favorite spot, he brought her to the car's trunk and proposed. She said yes. They were so happy to finally be together again. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more compelling stories like this from us. Bye for now.